Well, hello again, everybody. This is John Norris at Trading Perspectives. As always, we have our good friend Sam Clement. And back by popular demand after 2-week absence, our favorite cruiser, Disney's Cruise Line Courtney Truss. Courtney, it's great to have you back.
Yeah,
Sam,
good to be back.
How are you doing here? 2023, first podcast of the new year. Here we are, the 4th, a Wednesday, recording it. And we're sitting around talking about what this year is going to bring. Last week, Sam and I had some predictions, what's going to happen in the upcoming year. And that was all personal and professional and all that stuff. Now we're going to a little bit more personal. It was professional last week, personal this week. Try to see whether or not any of us made any New Year's resolutions. If so, what were they? And how does that compare really to the average American as a whole? And what are some of the more popular resolutions? If we have some time at the end of it, let's kind of maybe guesstimate what maybe some famous Americans out there in the news, what their resolution should be, whether they have made resolutions or not. Now, Sam, you're a young guy. Back when I was your age, I didn't make any resolutions because I thought I hung them out. And so, what resolutions did you make this year?
Yeah, I don't make New Year's resolutions.
Okay, so
never
you hang them in.
Yeah,
there you have it.
No, I just don't think don't think there should be a set day where you decide to make yourself better than you have been. Should do it all the time.
Well, there you go. And now, Courtney, how about you? What is your overriding resolution this year?
So you automatically assume that I have resolutions.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, most people do. So
Yes, I am goal-oriented, and I like to set a goal. And I think the reason why a lot of people do it in the new year is it's like a starting fresh, right? Like, it's just like when you wake up in the morning, they say if you eat a donut, then that sets you back. Like, you're going to make bad decisions all day. So it's like, okay, new year, I'm not going to eat the donut. Like, I'm going to make good decisions.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about New Year's resolutions, and mine is to spend more quality time being present with the people that I love, and just trying to invest and lean in more to those relationships, and then to also lose 5 pounds.
Well, 5 pounds, that's not really a resolution. That's...
Okay, well, the workout.
Okay, well, there you go. Now, I'm going to explore this a little bit more. Sam, I think we're both kind of curious here. Sam and I are giving each other quizzical looks. What do you mean be present with people that you love? Or do you ignore people that you love?
No, but
Shun them.
Yeah, I mean, I think with working full time and having my bushel of children, it's like you get home and you're like, okay, what are the things that I have to get done? So it's like, all right, you've got to fold laundry, you've got to get dinner ready, you've got to get everyone bathed, get pajamas. Okay, did you do your reading tonight? And I feel like I'm barking orders and I'm just going through the motions, and I want to kind of slow down and just say, okay, I want to read to my children every night, or I want them to read to me. And maybe it's not every night. Maybe it's just like setting a goal of okay, 4 out of the 7 nights a week.
If you pay attention to your children.
Well, in a way that it's just more personal, where I'm actually stopping and listening, not trying to multitask. I'm always trying to be the most efficient with my time, because time is very limited right now.
Well, the thing about it is that's where Trading Perspectives, you're just at that portion or that juncture of your life where it all doesn't get done to the degree that you would like for it to get done. So
right.
Being present, it sounds like what you just really kind of want to do is just slow down a little bit and
yes.
realize that there's more important things than making sure that dinner's on the table by 6:42 or whatever it is. And that's just kind of slow down a little bit and maybe de-stress a little bit. Now, what can help you de-stress so you can realize your New Year's resolution? Maybe some chamomile tea, maybe some lemon zinger, something like that.
Maybe, and those are great suggestions, John.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm here for you. Whenever you need the help, just ask. When the next office over.
Yes.
But for me, guys, I got to tell you, I don't typically make resolutions, but I did have this year, and it's because I got in some bad habits earlier with the pandemic and all that stuff. And my resolutions, Courtney, are probably very similar to most people's resolutions. It's I started snacking a little bit more. Get home, just snack, just hand to mouth in it, eating dinner too late, and having that cocktail or two during the work week, which I didn't used to do really before the pandemic. It's just led to just sort of some bad decisions, not necessarily bad decisions in a harmful way, but just kind of leads you to be a little bit more sedentary and all that stuff. So I'm just really trying to get back to where I was before the pandemic in terms of just getting after it and hopefully kicking a little bit more ass in 2023. What do you say about that, Sam?
I like it.
Yeah, a little fist pump
I feel
there.
like that's probably a pretty common theme, though, is the going back to the pre-pandemic version.
Right, where people actually have to go out in public.
Yeah, whatever it was. I mean, everyone's, lifestyle and trends have changed and, working from home, so not leaving as much, which probably means, like you were talking about, eating more or sleeping in too late or staying up too late or what have you, a lot of things that really the pandemic kind of kicked off.
Okay, so what do you think the percentage of Americans that make resolutions? Like, ballpark.
I'm going to say
I was
62%.
going to say 80.
That make resolutions.
62%.
Okay, according to just a quick Google search, it says 39%.
Oh, come on.
That's
Really?
what it
Only
says.
39?
39% of U.S. adults make resolutions. And
See,
what do you
Sam,
think?
you're not quite as special
Yeah.
as you
I
thought
know
you were.
you're not.
Y'all are
You're
more
the majority.
abnormal than-
Look at
Yeah.
me. We're the weirdos.
Well, no,
That's right.
we're the special.
Well, I'm the
special
weirdo.
ones.
Weirdos.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do y'all think
Special.
we're special. What do you think the top resolutions are?
Lose weight.
Lose weight,
Okay, so exercise more,
spend less,
eat healthier.
Spend less.
Okay, so
drink less.
well, this
Pretty
article
much
said.
everything that my resolutions
Yes,
are. Yeah.
exactly. Well, mine too, a little bit. Exercise more, eat healthy, and live more economically were the three that article listed. And then if you just look at like the top 10 New Year's resolutions made for 2023, the one I think that is unique to after the pandemic is number one was improve your mental health.
Improve my mental health.
Yes. I mean, I think that
Now,
people
what
are
do
more...
they mean by that?
Well, I think
It's pretty
maybe going to talk to somebody or maybe just being aware of your feelings. I'm not a professional in the mental health industry, as
Like
you
to
can
dive
tell.
into this a little more.
I guess it's just being in touch with yourself.
Yeah.
Understanding that when you're sad, you're going to bring other people around you down as well. So, but you're right about that. I mean, really, I would say over the last couple of years during the pandemic, America has just gone off its hinges. I mean, it just absolutely, people get in fights and just, you read these news stories and just the increase in crime and all that stuff. We've become kind of unhinged in a lot of ways. And I think it's kind of characteristic of people that are struggling mentally with their own happiness and their own purpose in life. So I can see why that would be probably.
Well, I think
Holland's
it's
issue.
kind of a perfect storm. I mean, again, kicking off, or not kicking off, or really accelerating, I guess maybe a better word, with all the lockdowns. I
Yeah.
mean, that was just completely
I mean,
detrimental.
that's just a mental mind.
yeah,
You know what?
yeah, not talking to a lot of people, only seeing the same few people every day.
And
I mean,
then
not really.
it's people that are taking it real seriously. The only people who are seen to wear masks.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
And then you move on, and now times economically are starting to get tighter, and
Yeah.
that typically doesn't help. And so you're
As
still
more
coming,
stress, depression.
stress. I mean, it's just really kind of been.
Well, it sounds like I'm giving up drinking at the wrong time. I mean, the more you keep
Ramp it
talking.
up.
Yeah.
All right, what's next after that, Courtney?
All right. It says pay down debt.
Okay.
We are
I
seeing think an that's increase in spending and debt for the average American.
Yeah, I think
Well, we had huge savings rates during the pandemic year, 2021, and this year it has fallen pretty sharply through the floor, and consumer debt's way up.
Yeah.
Right at the same time, the interest rates are going up, so people are going to have to pay down the debt.
people really are hard-headed and trying to keep the same lifestyle that you've had previously before inflationary times, what have you, and
right.
that's what the data shows is that you spend down savings, you pile on a little more debt, and really try your hardest to keep that same lifestyle you had going. And it seems pretty obvious that that's what's happened, because inflation's something, like we've talked about, just gets, the longer it goes, the worse it is.
Yeah, without
1 month of inflation is not a big deal.
But it's a compounding effect.
It's compounding, and just the length of time because of this. You're spending down savings, you're adding up debt, and then that even bigger snowball effect
Yeah.
starts to happen.
Courtney, you're still scrolling and all that stuff. What would be another top resolution here this
Well,
year?
I think one thing that kind of ties into the mental health, but in general, like try to be happier. And I think for me, I mean, that's part of my resolution is to surround myself with people that I love and to be more invested in that so that I am generally happier.
Well, you seem happy right now. Maybe you should just do training
podcast,
perspectives
yeah.
every day.
Every day,
Just surround
24/7.
yourself with Sam and John, your co-host on a podcast
Yes.
that's heard by tens of people around the world.
Well, but I think that it puts it in perspective when you have so many people dying around the world. 2020, you're just like, life is too short. Like, I'm not going to live my life being miserable. And that might be why you also had an increase in divorce rate. I don't know. But
Is everything okay with you and
everything,
Alex?
yes, everything's good.
Right.
But I think that
That's the stories are before
Dreaded divorce word. Yeah.
no, he's one of the people that I will be spending more quality time with. But
That you want to be happy around.
yes.
So over the last couple of years, if I'm reading this correctly,
Gosh, John.
you have spent a lot of bad time being angry around Alex.
I think that just comes with having so many children and small children that are so needy.
So much to look forward to.
Yes. No, Sam. Yeah, it's getting better.
The dark times of raising children.
Listen, 410,
Yes.
that's quite an effort. Well done.
Thanks.
Well, thank you for that.
And then,
It's
I mean-
proven mouth is wrong. And that's just all that stuff.
Yes. The other one that I think ties into what I had said as well, and John, to your point, it said, try to eat better.
Yeah.
So lose weight, work out more,
Yeah.
be
That's been a
healthier in
thing
general.
too,
I mean,
though.
all of those are,
Yeah.
those are all kind of the same thing. One that I thought was interesting, and I have a friend who does this, and I
A friend?
admire it. Yes. She, every year, sets out to learn something new.
But what do you mean by learn something new? Is it just like a couple
Yeah, I
of
feel like
words,
I
a
learn something
language?
new
or
every day.
what?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more of like like learn a new language or
Man, I wish I could
learn
speak
how to, ride a bike. I don't know, learn how to swim or learn how to do things that are like challenging. And they've
How old
said
is your
something
friend?
about.
She don't know how to ride a bike.
No,
Slow.
she
Learn how to
does.
write. Is this one of your children you're talking about?
No.
I'm going to learn how to write this year.
Learn how to use a knife and fork, perhaps, your friend.
Yes. No, but I think just looking at it of like challenging yourself to, okay, learn how to knit, or if there's just like things on your bucket list that you've always wanted to do, learn how to play golf. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't know how to play golf.
I know how to play golf. I just don't know how to play it very well.
Yeah, so maybe take golf lessons.
Actually, what Beth would like for me to do is get the ideas that are floating around inside my head
And write them down.
and write them down. And so
Write a
she's
book.
given me a journal and all that stuff. So that's what she would like for me to do. That's her resolution for me.
Yes. Don't
Thanks.
you love when your spouse makes resolutions?
Listen, tell me about it.
Let me tell you how to better
Yeah,
yourself.
tell me about it. She has a lot of resolutions for me.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot more than I have for myself. So,
Right.
But, I guess maybe she can be a little bit more objective when she's sort of trying to make me into the perfect person that I know that I can be, that I've got bottled up and locked away inside.
Yeah.
So on top of being happy, mental health, exercising, all that stuff, is there anything else that the average American really wants to do here in 2023 as apart from trying to get a positive return on their 401k, Sam?
And that's one, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it did say, like, pay down debt. We talked about that. And, spend more time with family.
Well,
Was
there you
another
go.
one
It's like-
listed.
so it sounds like one, Sam is with the masses and not making resolutions.
That's
Right.
And then Courtney, you and I are kind of with the rest of the group and wanting to do things that everyone wants to do.
Right.
So I guess maybe there's a lot of that floating around the country. A bunch of fat, unhappy people who drink too much.
Well, and another.
Statistically, that's America.
Yes, that's probably true.
That's kind of.
But that's awesome that your resolution is lose 5 pounds. I mean, that's like a week, isn't it? I mean, just
No,
you don't
maybe
need
for a
to-
man. Maybe for a man. Women
mean-
don't lose weight like that.
That's. Don't tell you what. I'll help you with that. I'm going to go get you a bottle of Ipecac syrup, and you'll
thanks.
you'll be down
Yeah.
5 pounds before you know it. Resolution taken care of. Now,
Take a sick day.
no, here we are. Coming to the end, but I said we would try to get a couple of public figures, see whether or not they should have any sort of resolution at all. And I'm going to start off with the big baddie in the Kremlin over
Oh,
in
yeah.
Moscow. Sam, what do you think Vladimir Putin's resolution should be this year?
Maybe quit committing war crimes. Be a
Okay,
good one.
how about you?
Well, I think, are you asking from his perspective
Yeah,
or what we
what
think?
should-
I'm sure he's like, he wants to win Ukraine. He wants to be out of the war. He wants to win and have a picture, a mural made of
Take
him
back
on a big
Little
horse
Russia.
without a shirt on and all of his muscles. And,
Well, I want that for me. But I would say his resolution should be quit overestimating your military. There you go.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
but that's like Beth giving you a resolution. I mean, he's
Yeah, we're
obviously.
giving him
Yeah,
resolution.
we're
Oh,
giving
okay, well, I thought
resolution.
we were saying what he would think his resolution
No,
should
what we
be.
think his should
Yeah,
be.
what we think his should be. Do you want to change yours?
Yeah, I don't want him to take over Ukraine. Yeah, I would like for him to have common sense and to back.
All right,
back
two,
down.
two more.
Okay.
All
let's go.
right. The new emperor of China, President Xi Jinping. What should his resolution be for this year?
Lay off Taiwan.
There
Yeah.
you go. I like that one.
That sounds good.
You like
Maybe
that one too?
That one, yeah.
Quit testing U.S. pilots. You see that?
Yeah, I did see
Flying
that.
10 feet from a U.S. jet.
I mean, I would say
Wow.
my resolution for President Xi is lighten up, buddy. I mean, that's what you need to do. You just need to lighten up. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of people killed. Now, you hear that, Xi Jinping? Calm down. All right, there you go. That's my resolution for him. What do you think about that? Courtney, you look a little scared.
I know.
last
I'm
show.
like, well, you're putting it out there, aren't you?
I really am. And if I'm not at work tomorrow, then you'll know.
I
You'll
know.
know what happened.
Let's just
How
hope it doesn't
about
happen at work.
take a breather with all the new jet carriers they're building?
Yeah, just calm down, man. Just
Like a
realize,
Taylor Swift song. You need to
have
calm
money.
down.
realize where you need to be in your happy place. Think
Yes.
about your mental health.
Yes.
When you're,
Build your mental health.
building these
Spending time
aircraft
with loved
carriers,
ones.
you're obviously in a lower frame of mind. So I mean, he should benefit from that. Sam, I'll let you go with the last public persona and whatever their New Year's resolution should be here in 2023.
How about Joe Biden?
Oh no, you didn't.
I know you didn't.
Hey, I just
got political.
You're killing me, Smalls. All this stuff.
we said Putin, we said G.
All right.
All right. So what about Biden?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh, I'm not starting that.
Okay, I will start it. I will start it by saying that maybe step back a little bit on his energy policy and realize the best energy policy that the United States can have is to be completely independent from the remainder of the world with its energy supply. And that is the surest way to maintain our sovereignty and to project force across the entire world, is not have to worry about how we fuel our ships and how we heat our homes. Sam, your thoughts?
If we did this a few days earlier, I would have said don't sign the omnibus bill. Would be my resolution. Talking about inflation and going out and spending another $1.7 trillion, I think that'd be a good resolution to have.
Well, we just keep printing money at this point. I mean,
But you haven't really said what the president's resolution should be.
well, I mean,
Maybe he could learn to ride a bike. That'd be a good
Well,
one.
he
I'm
just
sure he
did
knows
fall
how to
off
ride
of
a-
it not too long ago.
oh, did he really?
He did.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah. Let's just go with that. I mean, my mom always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, you don't say anything at all.
Oh my! You don't need to go there. I
Yeah, he
just
seems like a fine individual.
Seems like
I'm
a
not
nice
saying
guy.
that he's not. I just can't think of anything nice to say.
you see there you
There's your happiness,
Yeah, there's your
focusing on
happiness.
it.
Where's your happiness? You need to really. And speaking of eating healthy, you know where two things need to be on the chopping block this year?
Chocolate?
No.
Sausage and creamer.
Yeah, sausage and gravy.
I'm not giving that my creamer up. I might give the sausage up. Not giving the creamer
Well,
up.
the rest of the families might not like you, and you won't have quality time with them if you get rid of the sausage. If you get rid of the sausage that they all like. Well, guys, thank you all so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed what we've had to say today. Not exactly sure what we've accomplished, but we have had fun talking about New Year's resolutions. Now, if you're interested in reading more, hearing more of what we have to say, you can always drop us a line at Trading Perspectives at oakworth.com. Of course, you can always just go to our website and go underneath the Thought Leadership tab to find all kinds of exciting information. With that, guys, I'm going to give you one last chance to have one last thought about New Year's resolutions.
That's all I got.
Yeah, excited for 2023.
That's all I've got today, too. I'm not sure I'm super excited, but it's got to be better than 2022. Y'all take care.